Hold up. Go ahead, go.
Oh. I'ma lose weight for the dick.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Back of the Class for the third episode. Oh man. Now, once again, we have our wonderful cast: Sade with Shade, Keezy, AJ, Zabe, Sheed, and I guess it's a special guest, Khalil. Hey, Khalil. So, y'all, we're gonna go ahead and jump right into it. Cardi B. You know, number one, this whole thing, number one. So for Bodak Yellows, how y'all really feel about this whole glow star story from Love and Hip Hop to number one? It's cute. Keezy.
I love Cardi B. Love the song. Tired of it. Just tired of it. She went number one, but Fetty Wap went number one on 5 tracks too at the same time.
Okay.
She needs to put out some more hits. This stuff going on. What's the song called? Yeah, stuff going on that. Love the song, but I'm tired of it. Sorry. Tired of what I thought. This subject.
Wow.
But anyway, like I said, Fetty Wap, he went number one of My Way, Trap Queen.
Back-to-back hits.
He had
Back number ones.
Yeah, like you said, let's go on. Tired of that. Come on, Cardi B, give us something else. Number one still, but
AJ.
I mean, it's cute.
That's it? It's cute. So AJ got nothing to say to that?
I don't listen to Cardi B. I can't really speak on the topic.
Alright, Khalil.
I just want to say that I love Cardi B. She is ratchet, she is live, she's vibrant, and she's in right now. Like, who doesn't want to
we need another hit.
mess with Cardi B? But I do want to hear from Taylor Swift, because y'all know she not Taylor Swift down. How is Cardi B gonna take Taylor Swift's spot on the track? Like, that's never happened. After like 3 weeks.
So you want me to beef?
What?
You want to
But I think it would be so cool for her to like congratulate her.
She sent her flowers. She sent Cardi B a big bouquet of flowers. It was huge.
I mean, because it's just
Cardi B put on her Instagram. She said, "Thanks for the flowers, Taylor. I love your music."
She needs to go anyway.
Okay, Sheen, what you got?
I really can't speak on it too much, but you
So
know,
you with AJ
I think I respect her grind, and congratulations. That's all.
Let her go.
Oh,
She is.
Sade with the shade.
How I feel about this is, you know, she made number one great.
Okay.
Did she deserve to win number one?
You don't think so?
No. I mean, like she said, Fetty Wap.
Okay.
You know, I just feel like if you think about it, this is what happened. You know.
Make it very brief.
Like trying to make
she already. Okay, excuse me, guys. Thank you. She already took this. Well, she didn't take it. Okay, so she remixed the song from Kodak.
Okay.
You take his flow. You take his followers. Kodak has followers, so she remixed it. That's just more, you know, of a crowd gassing her up. Then you got Diddy and Snoop Dogg shouting her out. Then you got Janet Jackson at her show dancing to it. I mean, if you think about it, it's just gas. Like, it's not like she deserved. They gassed it. It's all over.
So you think she had a bunch of endorsements that led to that number one?
Most definitely.
Okay.
Most definitely.
Okay.
But honestly, in this day and age, that's what it's about. Like, if you want to get a number one, you have to promote the song. You have to build the momentum around the song. Have everybody Nicki Minaj just put a video, a Snapchat of her singing a Lil Uzi song, and his album went number one.
But my thing is, that's always the goal. You always force the goal.
It's not. She's
a lot of people to
undeserving.
hear it. What I'm saying is the song wasn't. It's an okay song. It's not a number one song. That's my point.
I mean, but it is a number one
It's
song.
not a bar song. Like it's really.
Listen, the most number one songs are not bar songs. Those are songs with the best melodies. It's more catchy. Like that's what people want to go number one. You're right. You're totally right. Everybody gassed Cardi B up. Everybody liked the song, so that's why they kept posting it. And everybody else was posting it, so everybody else just kept posting it and posting it. But did she deserve it? Yes, because she earned it.
It's just more number one.
Hashtag number one.
She's not.
Hashtag Barty Gang.
But look at where she came from. A cast member on Love and Hip Hop.
Yeah. Matter of fact, she was even
and she's number one on the Billboard.
I love K. Michelle.
Got it.
From Paris Club.
Y'all keep talking about Cardi.
What about Jocelyn?
You have A1. Like, what are y'all talking about?
You can't say. I wonder how did she get to number one, and then you gave reasons to why she was number one. Music is promotion. Music is based on streams and sales and popularity. They're now starting to count not only streams but illegal downloads as it perpetuates to the Billboard charts. That's why she took Taylor Swift's spot. Her song, I can see why it's a hit. I might not like it, but by no bias, I can see it being a hit. So I'm not surprised she got one hit. But you're right. She needs more hits to stay popular. She needs to go ahead and promote her album instead of promoting the hit.
I don't think she needs an album.
She does. She definitely
has an album. You can't say that. In this day and age, albums are now becoming way more important due to now they're counting streams for albums as going towards diamond, towards them going gold, towards them going platinum. If she adds another hit and maybe something that actually is really good along with 7 other tracks, she can really go gold this day and age. Just on the streams. So you listen to the album?
I will legit, if it's a rapper, I don't
but
like
she don't need no 15 tracks.
Now 15 tracks.
Right now, she need to keep doing her mixtapes, keep doing features, and keep doing hits.
But she said she might put an album in October.
Well, do y'all think she is ready for an album?
No.
Yeah, I think so.
No, we'll start here. Do you think she's ready for an album?
Okay.
Because I can say
she
has other songs, but an album, you gotta think like, for example, he tried it out, the whole album thing, and that went totally
rich.
I think that went totally south, and people was gassing him. You know, there's only really one rapper who I can think of on the top of my head that did an album with Migos. When we started out with Versace, when they made that. They made an album, right?
I think y'all gassing the whole album thing.
Yeah.
An album is just like a professional mixtape. It's the same thing she had.
Sold and sold.
Exactly, right.
People don't really put in the time.
Nowadays,
mixtapes can just be put out. Albums have to be approved by the record company, by distribution.
Right. Is she is signed to Atlantic. Okay.
Oh, she's Leo Cohen's. Okay.
She is.
She ain't gonna release an album. She's Leo Cohen's puppet now. She ain't gonna release an album.
Release singles and more singles. Nobody buys the album.
I just
only
feel
person
like
I buy is Beyonce.
Hope it wasn't a 360. Oh.
As far as I feel like y'all are gassing the album thing because I don't think like she's about to be making history throughout the years. She's a hot now artist. Like that's it.
I don't think she's gonna be Lauryn Hill, but I think she can make it.
So you feel like she'll be a one-hit wonder?
No, she's not.
I'm not gonna say a one-hit wonder, but I'm not gonna say she's about to be continuing to make history unless you know she just needs. She has a lot of work.
Do you think she'll be one-hit?
I don't think she's gonna be. I think she could have multiple hits. I think she could put out an album.
Okay.
I don't think she needs to put out the album. Like, look who she's dating right now, Offset. Like, that's like
she got all the Migos.
Like Migos behind her. Like all these people that were saying that they weren't gonna feature with Cardi B. I'm sure they're now knocking on her door, like trying to.
She should do an album. She should give it. She has more.
I feel like they be making up more and more stuff. First history, do this. Somebody do this.
Yes,
first
they do that. Sometimes they do that. I'm like, that's to be cool.
The problem is they like to do that. Since first to do since 1990, like it'll be like in the NBA or something, just to give it like a side. It'll be like
they keep calling
and the condom was
everything.
Okay, so y'all feel as though.
But I was just saying they keep making up lies and stuff like that. Oh, trying to slice up the situation.
Oh. You said you never say wrap it up like that with these shades on.
I'm sorry, I don't feel like
as y'all see, the ladies have on shades, which goes into the next topic. I guess you say the evolution of fashion. Since you talking about the whole sense thing, y'all sense no, because a lot of our generation feel like this is something new when it was never new. So how y'all feel about where fashion started, with hip hop, and where it is now? Because I'm a strong advocate for the rompers. It's actually a jumpsuit, not called a romper. Rompers for a child. A jumpsuit was, you know what? I'll get to that later. Coco Chanel. Shout out to a jumpsuit.
I want to speak on one Jay-Z lyric from off of what song was it? I think it was 444.
Okay.
When he said, and y'all old niggas acting new like Tupac and had a nose ring too. We like to act like most of the stuff they wear now is new. When they was wearing like that kind of that print stuff was going on in 1980s and 1970s, but they want to call the stuff that people wear now gay. But it's you can't say that because people was wearing stuff like that. I'm saying you can't say that because one, it's offensive to say that. Two, it's like, come on now. Like they were wearing stuff in the 70s like that. And now you want to jump on us for wearing, like, for example, I can come out here and wear, well, I'm not going to come out here with my shirt off. I'm not coming out with my shirt off. Nobody's going to see that.
Ricky Ross.
Balls.
Like what I'm saying, like, you know what I'm saying? It's fashion is different. I will say that the homeless look is in now. Like it used to get, you used to get called ragtag for wearing stuff like rips and jeans, the shoes, the rips and the shirts. But now it's like brand new, and I'm thinking like, okay.
So do you consider Kanye's style fashion, or what he does is fashion?
Fashion is art. Fashion is art, and art is subjective. So yeah, it's fashion.
Okay. So you feel like his stuff's kind of homemade, or like it can be replicated?
I feel like it's kind of stealing. I feel like he kind of runs with the end of the world theme, and that's how he really. I feel like his clothing design represents the end of the world. It's very earthy. You know, the colors like the green, the cobalt, the cobalt, the grays.
Or if not even that, he is stealing. I feel like it's how the foreigners dress. I feel like he's taking their culture and their style of dressing and just making it his.
Do you feel like
if you look at how they dress, it's kind of like
what kind of one?
What you saying?
I don't want to say the wrong thing. So it's so foreigners. I mean, you can research it. You can.
Khalil.
Come back in you.
But
I'm really not into fashion like that.
You not, Khalil?
No, it's just.
You should.
I'm not into.
But I like that shirt though. Very nice shirt though.
Show it for the camera. Show it to the
camera. Do y'all think fashion has affected music more?
Yes.
Ever since the I don't want to say the Diddy era. Because the Diddy era is what made it go from West Coast and boom bap East Coast hip hop to Flash before DMX brought back rough hardcore hip hop. So it was that small era when you had people bragging about Versace. You had people really, because it used to just be Adidas running shoes, Adidas track pants in the 80s, and it used to be the 90s style fashion, the Martin style fashion early 90s. Now you have people where it's like, okay, now we're glossing this. And then it became Jay-Z, now we're wearing all white.
But if you think to cut you off, please. But if you think about it,
please don't cut me off. Please don't touch my rap.
Okay, I see what you're saying, but you gotta think about it, especially with our generation. We're in a generation now that the people that's coming after us they haven't even grown up to Aaliyah, Diddy, Missy Elliott. That 70s show, like you gotta think about everything. Even though you might not be a fashionista or whatever you were saying, Khalil, like everything ties to fashion, like
somewhere.
90s movies, 80s, 70s movies, like Superfly, all of that, and if you think about it, TV shows, commercials, like all advertisement, it's fashion. Like everything's just repeating itself, literally, like everything.
But fashion is starting to affect hip hop in a way to where it's the look now. The rapper has to have a certain look. The artist has to have a certain look in order for you to believe their music. If Young Thug,
that's always the case.
But no, I'm saying it has.
I do understand his point though.
Because even with, I'll say locally, it's like
I get what your point is, but I can say just like that's been happening with record labels. As you know, they had to develop their artists to fit that mode. So let's say she was a soulful artist. She needs to be example, Erykah Badu, if I can use her. She had to fit into that whole mold. You can never say she ever stepped out. I mean, fashion-wise, she has stepped out and made monumental outfits, but you can always tell she's a soulful woman. If he was a rapper that rapped about some crazy type thing, Lil Uzi, he had to fit that little. So Migos, that's where they started from. Versace, all that. That's what they had to stick to, and they have to almost continue with that. Like I had a conversation with somebody about Ariana Grande, how she is still fitting this little girl mode with that ponytail, and I've been saying she needs to get rid of that ponytail as a whole.
She's a grown woman.
They say it's a ball spot.
She has
and they say it's a ball spot. Now back to like the 80s and 90s when Missy Elliott and them, they all kind of went out on a limb like, we gonna try it. And if it don't work,
Missy was fly.
If it don't work, it don't work. Run DMC them, and also you gotta look at price points back in the day. Adidas and all that, with Run DMC, I don't say that's all they could afford, but that's kind of what they could afford at that price point.
Yeah.
Now, now they have to, not say you gotta get away from Adidas, gotta get away from the cheaper brands, but Joey Badass, and all his endorsements, with Pony and blah, 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 they're starting to tap back into the old stuff and trying to get back to let people, buy something that's more affordable. Because maybe I can buy, Gucci, Prada, the silk shirts, now Versace, because their new collection is their old stuff. But I'll get to that. That's really, I see what they're doing. Shout out to Gianni, rest in peace. But he may be only able to afford Fila. That's all he can get. So now they're trying to be like, well, let's make sure and Fila popping. So fashion is really just repeating itself history-wise into hip-hop.
And I was watching the Biggie documentary, and Diddy was saying, like, when he started the label Bad Boy, he didn't want his team to be looking like thugs and gangsters. So he started to Biggie started to wear Coogee and the sweaters and the hats and the canes, all of that, to make it seem like he was a super fly guy. He was Big Papa. So it's been happening.
I remember when Kanye first changed the game of hip hop fashion. When everybody Dipset had that stuff. Most of the rappers were wearing, throwback jerseys, do-rags. He came in with, a Benz and a backpack. He came in with the Louis Vuitton backpack, buttoned up polos. Then graduation came to shades. Then late registration was mostly the suits. So I still got my pen. I'm not trying to overrate Kanye and give Kanye too much credit, but hip hop, when it comes to hip hop, not just music, but he has really influenced fashion. Just like how A$AP Rocky, he has an influence A$AP.
You know what it is?
See, I got this bitch.
But if you really want to,
AJ, we had a conversation.
Let Patty go.
I'm sorry, Pat, go ahead.
I think you're misunderstanding it. I think the people that he's working with is helping him make it seem like he's influencing something. Like, you got to think about it. When he do his shows, like his clothing lines, whatever, he has certain photographers that's been in the game for years. Like, that's won Emmys for like their, what they've done. So I don't think it's more so Kanye. I feel like it's the people that's executing his vision. It's really there.
It doesn't matter who it is. He's the face of that brand. So of course he's going to get the recognition.
I would say that the new Kanye has influenced. You're making it seem like this old graduation era Kanye influenced fashion.
I think so. The pink polos. I think the pink polos kind of. He started that. When people did pink polos,
you can do that.
Alright, but that's not like a. If I was to name the fashion eras, I'm not going to say Kanye pink polo era. Like it's not that. Listen, it was insignificant. That change or that gift was insignificant. It wasn't nothing major.
Everybody had a pink polo back then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I
would say the new age Kanye, I could say I would give him leeway and I would give him leverage, because for the children that's really kids right now, like Kanye is somebody that's changing the game as far as fashion. So for everybody coming up now, but for us, we've been privy to the 90s. We've been watching the stuff from the 80s, so we have a little bit of, we know about everything. The kids now, they think, oh yeah, Kanye is definitely changing the game, and I can't give him props. Like, he's doing something that nobody else was doing. So in fashion, that's always good.
And see, the reason why I disagree with you, I guess I know so much about fashion. I say that you don't.
I don't really know that much about
stuff. All this is replicated.
You don't.
Literally, I could take something that my mother and my father wore and wear it, which I kind of do, spin it, and people are like, that's the hottest thing I've ever seen. Pink polos, it's Yeah, ooh, that was cool.
Maybe because
or
I was the first person who made it pop.
or polos who wanted, but back then they were wearing just their polos with a pop collar.
Exactly. People,
So
3 6 Mafia who've been wearing polos.
And they been so it all takes of. It's kind of like the I say it's the underground of the fashion world that make what's actually up there.
Okay.
That's what makes so pretty much she can be wearing her sunglasses. She the only baby girl here that got them. Now she done posted one picture online. Now some way, somehow, everybody got those.
I got an example for that. The Wild Thoughts video. Wild Thoughts video. That little soft every other one. The Wild Thoughts stuff.
Ooh, explosive.
Nobody was on bait and none of that until
they was gonna do that.
But honestly, people been doing that beforehand, but it's a surge of way more people doing it now.
Right.
And just because Rihanna did it, we gotta do it too.
Yeah, it's all about.
I told you that was gonna happen, man. I told you that was gonna happen. But she was looking sweet in that video. So.
Cause I don't know if you could take.
And then another thing is,
though.
like I say, Kylie with the whole camouflage colored thing. Now,
She didn't come out with
she
that.
didn't. She
sold that
never
out.
Say what?
She never came out with that.
She even stole the flame.
The color camouflage pants. You know the ones that had the pink ones.
Yeah.
Okay. I saw them when they was just buying.
Those are zoomies.
Now, next thing I know, she made it. It was like, and somebody was like, "Oh, you have to know the Kylie camo." These are actual Army Fatigue pants.
Meanwhile, when I was in high school, I used to go to the thrift store all the time and look for the Army Fatigue pants just to wear them to school. Everybody did that.
I the thrift store, go to the flea market.
Now, speaking of Kylie, interracial relationship.
Yeah.
That was a good segue.
Interracial relationships.
Yeah.
Because I guess
I'm all for it.
she is pregnant. So
Let's talk about interracial, like our own experiences.
well, who has dated somebody outside of their race? Raise your hand.
I look like I date white women.
Proud.
Okay. So do y'all feel like there's something wrong with it? Okay, or is it a case by case basis?
No,
A black man with a white woman. Is there something wrong with that?
I think people back in the day have a big problem with it because they have to adjust to it. So maybe my grandmother or my grandfather will have a problem with it because they kind of iffy about it because they might have went through things. But I think through time, the only way we got to change things. We can't just say just because this person is black, that's stereotyping. That's putting a standard on love. I don't think that's I don't agree with people who say interracial relationships are bad. I'm for interracial relationships.
Okay, you are for. Who is not for interracial relationships? Raise your hand. Okay, so now are you saying the concept as a whole?
From experience.
As a concept as a whole, do you believe interracial relationships should be
I
bad?
look back on honestly. I think about what made me really date, white women. You know what I'm saying? I really, it's like, it's very interesting. I'm not going to tell y'all that. We're not going to talk about that one. That's too much. No. But I'm going to get serious. I'm really thinking about this. So,
Again, so you are.
thinking back, it's like, I grew up, even though I grew up in the projects, my mom took me to a private Christian school. Where it was predominantly white. Can't tell the story. I'm not going to tell the story because that's wild.
You should about to.
I'm not going to tell the story.
Camera crew going wild.
Come on.
I'm not going to. I'm saying this that like when dealing with white women is something that you think would be cool, or you think because y'all have this understanding like you like alternative music, I like alternative music too. You like soccer, I like soccer too. You like going to these events, I like going to these events too. But when it comes down to conversations about who you are and how you feel as a black man, they're not really going to understand. Or they're going to try to demean your purpose as a black man because it's like, okay, that's cool. But cops do this too, and they're not gonna understand.
But isn't that any relationship?
No, that's not. That's not.
If you don't understand that person, you're gonna have differences. You're gonna have your point of view.
No, you're not getting what I'm saying. I'm telling you what I was. I'm getting what
Go ahead.
The difference is whenever I can speak to a black woman about injustice or what goes on.
She can buy.
There we go. But whenever I speak to one of my ex that was white, she would never understand. And that's where the point.
And how old were y'all? 14?
We were 16.
Okay, now the question I have to ask you is: do you think that somebody of the I'll say just the Caucasian race? Do you think they can ever understand your struggle as a black man. Example.
Even a black
Let me give you a scenario. If let's say old girl came from your neighborhood, lived the same life, same school, same all that. Do you think that it's in this, I would say, Caucasian young woman? Do you think she will understand directly what your struggle is, or do you think y'all could never have that conversation? I'm just asking.
If she hasn't been influenced by the media yet, then yes.
Okay.
Growing up, you watch TV, you watch your parents watch news channels, so you indirectly gain that sort of conscience. When race relations are indirectly given to you, so they're going to get that they're white. I'm going to get that I'm black. That's the social divide right there. Even if they grow up poor white, even if I grow up rich black, they're still going to understand. They're not going to understand that divide between you. They're not going to listen. They're not going to sympathize or empathize because they don't have the conscience or the mindset to sympathize or empathize. It's cool to talk about things you like with your significant other. It's cool to, even if y'all argue, talk about what y'all can do. But at that point, if I can't talk to you about my understandings or my struggles I go through just because of the skin color of my ethnicity, then that's where the line's drawn. You know what I'm saying? I could deal with.
Stop you.
Go ahead.
Jesus.
I don't even know what the question was. I'm sorry.
Let me get on what Eddie said. Okay,
but it's about something that I've
experienced. It's just about who you. I don't think every white person is going to be like that, or I'm not just going to put white people in interracial because it's other races too. I don't think it's just going. Maybe it's just the Caucasian people that you've been dealing with. I don't think every single person. It's people like any race. You're going to meet girls who don't understand you, not going to want to understand you, and it's like that with every race. I know I haven't experienced anybody outside of my race, but I know that people have personalities, and personalities are different between people. So I know it's not different between race.
But I know because it's experience.
I know, but
that's the difference.
And also, you keep basing your experiences and trying to generalize it with everybody else in the world.
That's what you do with experiences.
I mean, but it's not safe to say that just because I encounter this type of people, that's how people are. Like, you don't know what other people are doing. You don't know. Some white people know that they cannot fully understand your struggle.
But they would try
as a black person. But again, they will try to. They can have an intelligent conversation with you. They can raise good ideas. They can be understanding and empathetic. They can. And I've been in conversations like that. I've met genuine people from other races who really understand that they will never understand. So just because, you have to look at the factors. Maybe it's because you're in the South, maybe it was because you were younger, but your experiences maybe they're not aligned with everyone else's.
And sometimes that can be a voice for the voiceless, like if we can't get a point across that, they're trying to understand what we're going through and, how we're being treated, the police brutality, all that stuff. Then just saying something, first. Oh, you trying to be funny?
No, my fault. No,
But then just put that, just by word of mouth, I just feel like all Caucasians aren't bad. I like.
Of course they aren't.
Cheesy, has your thought came back?
Oh yeah. I think I'm on the side with you today, right now.
Oh.
This one right now. Cause I just don't like white people. Or not even that.
Bleep that out.
Watch your words.
You don't like white people?
No, I just don't like I'm a race from the bad for black people. I'm sorry. Because we've been through so much and we still going through stuff. Say if I date somebody outside my race and then, like Leona said,
I said a lot of stuff. Like, they understand that they can't understand?
Yeah, they can't understand, but I'm like, maybe they trying to feel bad for me or something like that. This is something in my mind, I'm like, I don't need to date you because
that might be just insecurity.
No insecurity, I just don't want nobody feeling bad for me.
It's like a black.
I have one thing. Can I close it?
Okay. Before you close it, can I say something?
No, you can't.
You got about.
You talk to me.
Okay, so I disagree with you two because
Me or
I
can't tell you.
honestly, AJ, you're making sense. I get what you're saying, but I done had a lot of run-ins with different races, and I didn't like it. But I'm not about to say, but they're this type of people, and you shouldn't do this and you shouldn't do that. I met a lot of people, and I just feel like, you're gonna run into people that are racist. and might not want to understand you, and you're gonna run into genuine people like everyone else said. I mean, it's just what you make of it. And I guess you made a negative situation out of it.
I made a negative situation.
You did.
I'm not really shy.
Say with the final thoughts.
All right.
I will say that as far as me and interracial dating, I'm young right now, so maybe I might do some experimenting or something. See, talk to a few people. But as far as me, I want to marry a black man. I want to have, black babies running around. I want to have a strong black family. That's just me. I just want to be investing in my black people and give myself and give my full energy into my people.
So one interracial relationship that's going kind of bad, the NFL and Donald Trump. Well, let me.
He is killing it.
Yeah, your transition game getting on point. Right now, your transition game on point. But go ahead.
But with the whole NFL thing, okay, so the NFL and Trump thing pretty much is,
I want this first.
In a nutshell, pretty much the NFL has taken a stand against anything, political, really, what the government's about, what's going on with the president. You've seen the tweets of him going crazy.
Right.
So when the national anthem is played, and it's actually to segue to our next topic after that, is they pretty much, in a way, they're taking a knee, which means when the national anthem is played, along with some people are now boycotting the NFL. Which means they're not going to games, people are losing money. So now people are like, whoa, what's going on? So that's pretty much all the NFL. It's kind of like the NFL against.
But I don't understand why is this going on and these NFL players, majority African American, are making hella money. Like, what is the point? Like, they aren't living a middle class lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Like.
So you say pretty much like they're living, and it's not like whatever happens to you, it's cool.
Yeah, it's like what's the point? Like, what's the freaking point of the whole kneeling thing?
Oh,
what is
okay.
AJ roast him.
Are we gonna answer that question first?
Yeah, can I answer the first? Well, I can answer first. First of all,
Well, this kind of both topics, really.
I'm gonna answer
both topics.
I'm gonna answer the first question.
Yeah, because he's gonna.
Because I know about it.
Whoa.
And I know about it, so maybe I should.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
NASCAR majors, we know what's going on.
Yeah, AJ, maybe we skip you this time.
Help me understand what's going on.
Okay, bet. So this is what happened. This is the Leo thing happened, right? So we're gonna get to him first, then we're gonna go to the question. This is what happened. So Kaepernick took a knee because of social injustice going on with police brutality. That happened in 2016, right? He was playing for the San Francisco 49ers. He took a knee for every single game. And plus because of the national anthem, because it was written by a slave owner. And the second verse that nobody sings is about slaves. Okay, so last season he threw 16 touchdowns and 4 interceptions, which isn't bad at all. It might not be starter for a lot of teams, but it's good enough to be a backup. He got blackballed out the league, right? So what happened is this season, some black people and a lot of people that don't like it are boycotting now, right? They're not watching these games. They're deleting their game day pass so they can watch all TV games at the same time. What happens is these hypocrites, well, Trump said anybody that kneels is the son of a bitch, right? So when that happened, everybody on he called them sons of bitches. Anybody, if you kneel, you are sons of bitches if they kneel, right? It should be fired or suspended. Last Sunday, all these teams took a knee. But it wasn't for Colin Kaepernick. It was because of unity. But what is it really for? All of y'all some hypocrites, especially Ray Lewis, who said on Shannon Sharp's show, I would never kneel for, because I respect the national anthem too much. Cool. But it took a white man calling you some. Trump owns most of the niggas in the NFL. And it makes me sick. Most of y'all are just hypocrites. Most of y'all just taking a knee for unity or stand locking arms. You saw Jerry Jones had the audacity to go with the Dallas Cowboys and take a knee. He didn't do that because he cares about black people. He did it because he had an investment. He has capital. He has money invested in the Dallas Cowboys.
And Kaepernick is black.
Kaepernick is black. Yeah, he's black and he's mixed. And it makes me sick to my stomach that you niggas will actually take a knee. No, I don't care. But you niggas will kneel because of what Trump said, but y'all don't care about your own social justice. So you know what? You are right about this. They are rich, they are money. They have money. They're not really going to understand because now they're at a social climate where they don't feel like they have to understand or have the objectives of injustice. That's all I gotta say. But these niggas make me sick.
Exactly. You did good this time.
You did good. I know I did good. Okay,
I agree with you this time.
Everything that AJ said was right. That's how I feel. And
so you second his
motion? Yes. I just feel like now it's it's just a lot going on. Like I saw Sunday's past game, and I saw that people were kneeling, but I don't know if it's for unity, or is it really for us?
So you.
I mean, if you think about it, the NFL runs everything, so I feel like we're starting somewhere very strong. It's just sad to see a lot of African American football players standing.
I know.
They're really standing.
Okay.
And we have power in this situation. We're black. We're the athletes. We're the one. You know what I'm saying? We're the one making the money for these people.
So y'all feel so that
There's a lot more we can do.
That they're kneeling just with a stipulation.
They're kneeling like some little bitches. And the reason I say that, I'm sorry, but the reason I say that is because they won't do it for the negative.
Now, what you say?
Go ahead.
I really totally agree with AJ. I feel like I don't know why some teams it can be a little skeptical as to why they're kneeling. It seems like some people they locking arms. That's the showing unity thing, and then they're kneeling. I feel like you're right. Okay, y'all wait for Trump to start disrespecting y'all and going crazy on y'all. Then we had the Jamel thing where they tried to. He's addressing her again. But let's talk about this. Trump, you're worried about the NFL. You're tweeting. Meanwhile, there are over 3 million people in Puerto Rico with no power. You never say anything about that. Oh, you feel bad for the people in Puerto Rico, but all you're tweeting about is sports. The NFL is going to lose business. This is what you care about. You want the headlines to say Trump is tweeting about the NFL. You don't want people to keep thinking about Puerto Rico. That's the real problem.
It's a distraction.
Exactly. That's what it is.
Who's the Twitter creator? Why isn't his account deleted already?
You can't delete it.
I can say on the back of the whole communication, he actually as long as Trump does not post anything that's racist, discriminatory.
Well, he has.
Well, it's an undertone. As long as he's not posting that could really that's against their terms and conditions, then that's the only reason why they couldn't.
Okay, I want to touch on this. It kind of went from the NFL, to the NBA too. I don't know if you guys heard, but Steph Curry and the whole Warriors organization basically said that they didn't want to go to the White House because of Trump.
I didn't hear that.
So Trump said, "Oh, I'm taking back my invitation."
Right.
But I do agree that some things could be skeptical. But I think I like that everyone's coming together at this point.
Yes,
it's I know some people, but it's not about when it's not about that. It's about when like the what's it called bus boycotts.
Right.
Like you feel strength in numbers.
Years.
One person is not going to do that.
Right.
So maybe it took maybe Steph Curry to get Nick Young to do it. It takes him to get the whole team to do it. I like that everyone stand together for this one moment. I don't think you should say, "Oh, they should have been did it." I think it's about now. The time is now to do it. So that's my take there on it.
My issue is two things. One, the WNBA been doing this for 2 years, protesting. No one talks about that. And the second thing, this is a distraction because they now have video. One is that the WNBA has been doing this for 2 years now, protesting and showing us support for injustice. Two, this is definitely a distraction because they finally have video surveillance of the United States Army actually having communications with ISIS, and Hillary Clinton actually spoke on that on Fox News. So this is definitely a distraction. I don't care what nobody say. Donald Trump is not, he's a president, but he don't have no control. Look at your Senate, look at your House representatives.
Now,
so Donald Trump saying all this to the NFL and all this smoke, the NFL is not even that important anymore because it's old, it's based on conservative ways. The NBA is new now. The MLB is losing space. Soccer is new now. The NFL is going to start losing soon, so yeah.
So pretty much y'all already went to the next topic. Would you take a knee or would you stay in?
I wouldn't play at all.
So you would play it all. So you not.
If you had a family.
You can't
if you got endorsements, you're gonna take a knee.
Yeah, that's nice, but I already know.
I'm saying
if I'm a smart football player and I'm getting like $3 million a year, a lot of families. You know how many families can stay off $3 million years for 10 years, $3 million for 10 years, and budget that? That's $300,000 a year.
Not that lifestyle that you're living.
I don't have to live that lifestyle.
Why wouldn't you?
Now, hold on.
Sade,
would you take a knee or would you stay in?
I'll take a no because if you look at Kaepernick, all he did was do that, and then they booted him out.
Okay.
So
Keezy, would you take?
Say with that.
So is he gonna get his job back, Kaepernick?
They don't know yet.
We don't know.
We
Are you
don't know.
gonna take
He has to
it?
get his free.
Are you gonna
basically
take-
a free agent right now.
Okay,
So
but
would you take a knee or would you stay?
yeah, I would, now that I have a better understanding of the whole point of the whole take a knee, I would definitely take a knee.
I think I would take a knee.
I would definitely take a knee.
So you're not even on the field.
I'm on the field.
He's Nick Kaepernick right now.
So
Wife made him budget his money so they wouldn't go over. So he would only be able to spend about, I think, $60K a year. And he was basically using his rookie check. So you can't. And I don't like excusing. Like you decide to buy bottles, you decide to spend money on
I agree
women,
with
and
that.
that's just financial illiteracy. That's you just spending your money.
But there are a lot of people who are, especially in the African American race, who are very much so. For my mother who does finances, she has seen it that majority of the African American race is very illiterate when it comes to finances. But Zay, what's your point?
I feel like bringing up the whole lifestyle thing, I don't feel like that's important because if I'm making a certain amount of money, I'm going to live in a neighborhood that this amount of money can afford. I'm going to live the lifestyle that I can afford with this type of money. Why would I be rich and living among? That's how stuff gets started. That's how people want to try to.
Example, look at MC Hammer.
Either way, I'm saying
Tony Braxton.
Listen, I would say that I don't think that's too important. And to say the whole part about not playing and just stop playing football, this is people's career.
Yeah, this is their
football is a career. They've been playing football since they've been kids. They played football in college. Now they're professional playing
gonna be messed up
football.
Honestly,
Yeah, but this is their
most
career.
football
Some
players,
people
that's all
love
they
playing
have.
They
football.
can't even read on the field.
Why don't?
I mean, that's a different topic. But no, he's telling the truth though. If you look at the majority of football players or any sports player after their sport, they kind of lost. Shaq just really got his job with ESPN.
Yeah.
But they have money though. They're going to have money. They're going to be good.
Some have money.
No, most of them.
And to speak on that, if the viewers can help me out a little bit, there's a show on Netflix that documents young African American men football players that either got into a fighting school. Last Chance U. I feel like everybody, if you can, so you can understand, like they really need help when it comes to education. All they know is football. Going back home is nothing. So I Gary, like, check out Last Chance U.
I just want to make one more point. I want to make one more point. Why don't we? This is a huge problem. Why don't we just start telling black kids that you don't have to play football or you don't have to play sport? Why don't we just start telling black kids that you don't have to play
That's
football?
what athletes now are telling their children.
No, I'm saying that. Why can't? No, it's not just that. It's a generational thing. You grow up without.
Now, once again, it's history too. It's the reason why some parents can't tell their kids that is because that's sometimes all the parents have. Come from my small town. Really, if you didn't play no sport, ain't much popping for you. So in their mind, that's what gets you sent to college. So that's what gets them. That's what takes them. Now it's bad to do things like that. I totally agree with you. Let babies be doctors, lawyers. Teach them something else other than get on somebody's field, or as you might say, playing for the white man, and do something better. So I do understand your point.
Teach your kids how to be owners instead of working. Teach your kids how to be owners instead, so they don't have to work a slave job.
Okay, she.
I think because I don't like when people say, I don't like when people necessarily say we just need to stop having athletes. It's about your voice. LeBron has 32. I don't know. I was about to make up a number, but he has a lot of followers. Everybody got a lot of followers. It's a platform that they can use. It's about how you use your platform. Your life not over. Most athletes gonna retire by probably 30. You have the rest of your life to do what you need to do, but let them live their life. It's just about educating the people, invest in them more. Like the same way you invest in them, getting the trainers, you need to invest in them, knowing their education as well. It's about, being multidimensional, I think.
So
don't take away the one thing that we have right now. Like we have this right now. It's about how much power you're gonna put into this. That's what Colin Kaepernick trying to do. So don't take it away from us, but educate us more, have us multidimensional, and that's what I say.
Okay, so right before I get this out, so do you believe I'm not cutting you off from the front. Do you believe it's the sports companies? No. I'm still getting you. Do you believe that it's the sports teams, companies, whatever, to educate them, or do you feel like it's the players? Just asking. Or do you feel like the players should educate themselves or look for the education?
I think they a little educational, but I don't think it's necessarily their job to do it because they already have a business, $1 billion business. I don't think it's necessarily their job to educate these grown men.
Okay.
But I think it's more on the parents, the coaches, the high school coaches more. High school.
It start younger.
It should start at a young age. It builds with your parents and things sort like that. I don't think it's necessarily their role to do it.
What you got?
I would say I would agree with Sheed on that one. That once they get to the NFL, they're grown men, and if it's definitely harder to learn things as an adult anyway. So this should definitely be happening as from childhood to high school and even in college. That's when the focus on education should be happening. Once they get to the NFL, who's focused on educating some grown men? At that point, that should just be.
That should be happening.
Yeah, we would guess that.
It already done hit though.
Yes. And I forgot the other question because y'all took so long to get to it. So I still want to answer it, but I just forgot what it was.
Which one? My original question?
No, that's something AJ was talking about.
I think it would kind of be hard. Like it would be a challenge to do this because to get to the NFL, like it's like a less than 1% chance. You know how much work. You know how much work you have to get put in. I understand what you're saying about the challenge of doing this, but you have to put the challenge on them because you know how much work they have to put in.
Okay, I remember what it was. It was about AJ said we need to tell kids that they don't have to be athletes and stuff like that. Sometimes I know I don't have an athletic bone in my body. Sometimes athleticism is a gift. Like it's black people are naturally more talented in these sports than other races. Right. We have amazingly creative geniuses.
Good organs.
We just saying like we have a lot of black people that are naturally better at these sports than some other races. And to say that we should just stop doing that, no, this is a gift that God has blessed us with. Like a lot of black people are great athletes. Should we tell kids to stop? No. And let's not sit up here and act like all black people are going to be football players. Because is anybody at this table doing sports? No. Is anybody in this room doing sports? No. And this is a room full of black people, so it's not. That's not the only thing we're doing. Black people are everywhere, all around the world, all around the country, doing any type of job.
On my experience, when I used to run track, I used to think to myself,
how long ago was that?
I never even thought about.
How long ago?
Okay, sorry, I was a cheerleader. I'm sorry, Lord. I'm sorry.
I mean, I was a cheerleader, so what's up? What's up?
Hey, let's get on track.
Let's get back on track.
From my experience, but from my experience, I didn't even think about school. Look where I'm at now. What I'm trying to say is my passion for track was so surreal. I didn't even care about school. I didn't even prepare for that. Something ended up happening. I couldn't run. Basically, I had to sit out a year. And what's going on right now in the NFL, it's taking me back a little bit because,
track star.
I just feel like they made me sit out an entire year. But I just feel like if it was little Johnny on the field, what I'm saying, Samantha running, it would have been something worked out for me. It would have been, I didn't have all the material at the time. I didn't know all the information about, the athletic handbook and stuff like that. But now, as I think about it, it's just always going to be the in-between line.
Yeah, it is.
Keezy, you got any thoughts on it? Keezy with the final thoughts? No? Okay.
We want to end with AJ?
I did end it. Okay, how about give me in one sentence. And I know my periods.
That sentence was
and I'm a period you. Okay? You got one. No, semicolon nothing. And sum up everything in one sentence. Can't do it.
Give it 4 sentences.
No, that's too long.
One sentence.
That's a paragraph. That's the intro paragraph.
One sentence.
He is having it hard.
Think for yourself.
Period. Okay, period.
I like that.
Wow.
Zayana, one sentence, boom, here with a period.
I thought I already wrote mine.
So you already put so you turn your essay. Your essay
I got one.
Okay, one sentence, period.
Alright, it's gonna have a whole lot of comments.
Oh, no.
Options, educate, And I think that's it.
That's no incomplete sentence. That was green line under it. Okay. Khalil, one sentence.
AJ, thanks for a better understanding.
No problem.
Ammunition.
No problem. I love that because we can grow together.
Thanks again.
Sade, one sentence period.
My sentence would be, you should always be yourself. Period.
Keezy,
Y'all done changed the topic.
You never know.
Yeah, you never know.
Okay.
Smith.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, here's a challenge, y'all. Thanks for coming back to back of the class. My name is Travis. I'll catch y'all next week.
Which one?
I eat that ass for that pussy. And back of the class for the pussy. You smash and pass the pussy. You never spend a bag on that pussy.
Why ain't talking about dick and pussy? It's grabbing like after all. I mean, it's falling like it's the waterfall. Ask your bitch, I don't do Viagra just to get in the walls. Now roll your feet in that shit. Water with the essence.
Oh. I'll read a book for that dick. Oh. Might have to take a closer look for that dick. Oh. I'll sing a song for that dick. All night long for that dick.
Beast mode on that dick. Drop it low, pick it up slow on that dick.
Okay.
I go crazy on that dick. Fuck around, might have a baby on that dick.
Abortion.
I'ma slap my mama for that dick. I'ma be a baby mama for that dick. Kodak, bopping on that dick. Attitude, straight out of Compton on that dick.